This is the story of a girl full of hopes and dreams that suddenly vanished for 7 years and returned with a horrifying story that will make you question humanity. Colleen Stan was a 20-year-old woman from Eugene, Oregon, living a typical life full of hopes and dreams. In 1977, she decided to hitchhike from her home to a friend's party in Northern California. What seemed like a harmless trip turned into a nightmare that lasted for 7 grueling years. Colleen's story is one of unimaginable horror, captivity, and survival against all odds. On May 19, 1977, Colleen Stan was picked up by Cameron Hooker and his wife Janice, who seemed like a harmless couple with a baby in the back seat. Trusting her instincts, Colleen accepted the ride. However, just a few miles down the road, her fate took a dark turn. Hooker stopped the car in a secluded area and, at knife point, forced Colleen into a wooden box that he had constructed specifically for this purpose. Hooker took Colleen to his home in Red Bluff, California, where he and Janice lived. There, he subjected her to brutal physical and psychological abuse. Hooker kept Colleen in a coffin-like box for up to 23 hours a day, only letting her out for torture and to perform household chores. The box was placed under the couple's waterbed, making it her claustrophobic prison for most of the day and night. Back in Eugene, Colleen's family was frantic with worry. When she didn't arrive at her friend's party or return home, they reported her missing to the police. The initial investigation was hampered by the fact that hitchhiking was common at the time, and there were no immediate signs of foul play. Despite this, her family never gave up hope. They distributed flyers, contacted media outlets, and followed every lead they could find. Her mother Carol was especially relentless, refusing to believe that her daughter had simply vanished without a trace. Cameron Hooker manipulated Colleen into believing that he was part of a powerful, secret organization called the Company, which supposedly watched her every move and would kill her and her family if she attempted to escape. This fear kept Colleen compliant and submissive. She was forced to sign a slave contract, making her believe she was legally bound to Hooker. Over time, Colleen developed Stockholm Syndrome, a psychological phenomenon where captives begin to sympathize with their captors. She grew to believe that Hooker was protecting her from the Company. For 7 long years, Colleen endured unimaginable suffering. Hooker tortured her with whips, chains, and other devices. He SA her repeatedly. The confinement in the box was torturous in itself, causing her severe physical and mental anguish. The darkness, the lack of movement, and the constant fear of being killed wore her down. In 1984, Janice Hooker began to feel guilty about her role in Colleen's captivity. Janice had been a victim of Cameron's abuse herself, and had initially agreed to his plan as a way to stop his abuse towards her. Over the years, Janice's conscience gnawed at her, and she eventually confessed the whole situation to her pastor, who urged her to help Colleen escape. Janice finally found the courage to help Colleen. She told Colleen the truth about the Company being a fabrication, and that Cameron had no real power over her. On August 10th, 1984, Janice took Colleen to a bus station and handed her money for a ticket home. Colleen was free but deeply traumatized. Once free, Colleen went to the authorities. Cameron Hooker was arrested and charged with kidnapping, SA, and false imprisonment. During the trial, the horrific details of Colleen's captivity came to light, shocking the public. In 1985, Cameron Hooker was found guilty and sentenced to 104 years in prison. Colleen Stan's journey to recovery was long and challenging. She received extensive therapy to deal with the trauma and rebuild her life. Despite the immense physical and emotional scars, Colleen managed to find strength and resilience. She went on to work as an advocate for abuse survivors, sharing her story to raise awareness about the horrors of captivity and the strength of the human spirit. Colleen Stan's story is a harrowing tale of survival against all odds. It's a stark reminder of the cruelty humans can inflict on one another, and the incredible resilience of those who endure such ordeals. Colleen's strength and courage in the face of unimaginable horror continue to inspire and remind us of the importance of compassion, justice, and the enduring human spirit. If you like watching such stories, then check out another interesting story by clicking the left video. Don't forget to like and share the videos. And lastly, if you still haven't subscribed, click the right circle to subscribe.